Picture an empire at the absolute peak of its power. Gold lines the streets, borders are completely secure, and the nation is entirely unified. This is Israel under King Solomon. His reputation relies on an uncanny intellect rather than military might. When two desperate mothers claim the same infant, Solomon suggests cutting the child in half, instantly revealing the true mother's devotion when she begs him to spare the baby. That specific insight draws foreign dignitaries like the Queen of Sheba across the known world just to test his mind. Over 7 years of massive labor, he constructs his ultimate architectural marvel, the temple. According to the text, when the priests place the Ark of the Covenant inside, a physical cloud of glory fills the room. God has taken up residence among his people. The book of 1 Kings opens with this stunning baseline. It shows us exactly what human flourishing looks like when political leadership aligns completely with divine will. But that alignment degrades fast. Solomon secures his political alliances by accumulating 700 foreign wives. As he ages, his loyalty drifts. He begins building shrines to foreign idols, right alongside the temple he built for God. When Solomon dies, the steep economic cost of his massive building projects catches up with the kingdom. His son, Rehoboam, takes the throne and faces desperate citizens begging for tax relief. Rehoboam arrogantly doubles down, threatening heavier burdens, and the citizens revolt en masse. This map shows the resulting fracture. The nation cleanly splits into the northern kingdom of Israel and the southern kingdom of Judah. Up north, a new king named Jeroboam panics. He fears his citizens will travel south to Jerusalem to worship and eventually abandon him. To stop them, he sets up 2 golden calves in Dan and Bethel. This fear-based calculation introduces a cultural rot. Over the coming decades, a rapid succession of corrupt kings takes power, plunging the northern kingdom into deep moral decay. The institution of the crown has failed to protect the people. A massive moral vacuum has opened up, and it demands an entirely different kind of authority to fill it. The monarchy hits rock bottom under King Ahab and Queen Jezebel. They weaponize the state to violently enforce the worship of Baal, exterminating all resistors. To counter this corruption, God deploys a new strategy. He raises up the prophets. These are uncompromising rogue operators who bypass the palace entirely. Their singular job is to hold earthly kings accountable to absolute truth. But stepping into this role means operating under terrifyingly strict rules. We see this early on when an unnamed prophet marches up to King Jeroboam and calls out his idolatry, causing the king's hand to literally wither on the spot. Yet that same powerful prophet disobeys a direct, seemingly minor order from God on his way home, stopping to eat with a stranger. A lion immediately kills him on the road. God demands absolute, unflinching obedience from his messengers. Later, a prophet named Micaiah demonstrates exactly what this unyielding obedience looks like. King Ahab gathers 400 yes-men who falsely promise him victory in an upcoming battle. Micaiah stands entirely alone against all of them, truthfully predicting the king's doom, and happily accepts a prison cell over watering down his message.
A prophet's power doesn't come from an army, wealth, or a crown. It comes from their total willingness to suffer for the truth. This dynamic reaches a massive climax on the rugged ridges of Mount Carmel. Elijah issues a public challenge to Ahab and 450 prophets of Baal: build an altar, and whichever deity answers with fire is the true God. The prophets of Baal scream and cut themselves all day to zero response. Then Elijah steps up, drenches his altar in water, and prays. Suddenly, a massive blast of fire drops from the sky, entirely vaporizing the sacrifice, the stones, and the water. It is raw, undeniable proof that the majority opinion does not equal the truth. You would expect Elijah to march straight into the capital and take over. Instead, Queen Jezebel puts a hit out on him, and Elijah experiences a total psychological crash. Terrified, he runs deep into the wilderness, begging God to let him die. He collapses at Mount Horeb, where God finally speaks to him. But God doesn't arrive in a crushing wind, a shattered earthquake, or a blazing fire. Instead, he speaks to Elijah in a gentle, still small voice. True divine authority doesn't always roar through spectacular public miracles. Most often, it anchors itself in quiet, steadfast conviction, even when you are staring directly at terror. Back in the capital, the political consequences of the crown finally cash out. King Ahab goes to war in disguise, thinking he can cheat fate. But a randomly fired arrow slips through a tiny gap in his armor, and he bleeds out in his chariot, exactly as Micaiah warned. They wash out his blood-stained chariot near the city pool, and wild dogs gathered to lick the water. It is the exact location where his wife Jezebel had previously framed and murdered an innocent citizen named Naboth to steal his family vineyard. Elijah's grim curse is fulfilled to the letter. By the end of 1 Kings, the prophets are proven right, but the victory feels hollow. The nation remains split